Get a touch of gloves before round number one. That says something. Christian Perez in the black. Sebastian Piedrahita in the blue. Mexico versus Colombia at 155. We've said it before tonight. Let's say it again. Don't blink.
Don't blink. The respect is there, though, from those. And, you know, Jimmy, you and I have covered and attended fights as fans, but just those fighters that you want to see. Right, they bring that energy that you're just walking in.
The it factor.
And this guy has it, man. You feel it. You feel it inside. Piedrahita, though, he has much to prove. Can you imagine if he comes out here with a victory? Woo.
Big upset last time.
We've seen some of those here, Jimmy.
We've seen a few.
Anything can happen.
Justin Vasquez falling his last fight out in Combate Global. Jimmy Pace Jr., big favorite. Local, but
good way of protecting himself, Jimmy.
And that's when you talk about the maturity of Perez. He lands a good combination and backs off.
Right. Cool, calm, relax.
Doesn't let himself get too hot.
Doesn't jump the gun. He trusts the process.
Working on some ground and pound here. A little bit of a Barambolo guard.
And he is a submission artist, Jimmy, but what we've seen in these previous fights is the power in his fists.
And Piedrahita underneath, inverted guard. You can use this, difficult to use in MMA. Man, you're gonna hear that thudding ground and pound from Perez. Now in a half butterfly guard.
Piedrahita, though, very calm, very cool. He knows what's at stake.
Yep, Piedrahita 11-4 as a pro, a champion in his native Colombia. As we saw a couple weeks ago, a lot of talent coming out of Colombia. Great card in Bogota.
Funny story about that guy. He had some fighters that were going to compete in Russia. Started sparring with them, and he said, "Hey, this could be a gig for me."
I can beat these guys. Wait a second.
And then the rest is history. Is here today. Combate Global is a mixed martial artist making his debut.
Unfortunately, turning his back, giving up mount. Rookie mistake from the veteran, Piedrahita.
Minus. Stuck his foot in mud for Piedrahita here.
Yep. Body triangle. Oh, this has the back. It is so hard to turn on your opponent when they have that body triangle.
This is where Puas loves it. That groundwork. So confident. Piedrahita trying to turn here, but Puas doing a wonderful job. Not allowing that here. Full control. Very calm. Very cool. Deep, tight body lock, Jimmy, from Puas.
Yep, very tight now. Looking like he's working on the rear naked chokes. Got to get under the chin for that. 2 minutes left in round number one. If someone's got a body triangle on you, that is an eternity.
Yes, it feels horrible. Really, really bad.
Piedrahita right now knows that momentum not on his side. The problem is take on a young, hungry fighter. A lot of times that first round, you get them on their heels, get them doubting themselves. Right now, Christian Perez isn't doubting anything.
But kudos to Piedrahita. You know, he's coming in right to enemy territory. The odds are against him.
Yeah,
but bringing it in here.
Long journey from Bogota. Right now, everything going the way of Christian Perez. Piedrahita doing his best right now to defend. And a little bit
of smack talk there.
A little bit of jaw jacking here.
I'll take it.
They are right in front of us.
And look at Puas just looking around. Like,
yeah, he's having fun in there.
Just another day in the office.
Man, there's no fun to be had if you're Piedrahita.
You gotta love when fighters are in there and they're just having fun.
Yeah.
You know, that you really enjoy it. It brings the best out of them.
You know what's fun? Dominating a fight.
Well, that's even a lot better.
Christian Perez is doing so far, and Piedrahita trying to turn and get back to full guard, but that body triangle just too tight.
It's just he just can't do it. You know, Puas just has it really tight. Now he may have something.
Almost in a twister position,
and he got it.
Able to turn all the way around.
Piedrahita landing some bombs for Puas. Puas not going to get back on his feet.
Good explosiveness.
Oh, it tripped there.
All the way into full mount.
Oh, man.
What a turnaround. Looks like Piedrahita might have a second now, defending the rear naked choke. 15 seconds left in round number 1. Full mount.
Man, oh man.
Fighter from Mexico. Can Piedrahita make it to round number 2?
Might get saved by the bell, Jimmy.
Enfoca a respirar. Respira, escucha. Tienes que presionar más.
Los que entraron lo sintió, huevón. Vamos, y no vamos a aceptar el piso, no vamos a aceptar el piso. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Qué sientes? No te vas a quebrar, marica. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Los bobos y hueputas estaban diciendo que un solo round. Vamos a demostrarle, huevón, qué es. Vamos a demostrarle que estamos hechos, marica. Vamos a soltar esas manos, Pete. Vamos a soltar esas manos y vamos a encontrar tu distancia. En tu boxeo vas a ganar. Él no boxea más que vos, no boxea más que vos. Caderas pegadas, pilas con el Uchimata. Él no boxea más que vos. Vamos a ganar con tu boxeo, va.
Pepo.
There's the face of a confident young man, Christian Puas Perez in the black. Taking on Sebastian Piedrahita. Couldn't have gone much better for Puas in round number 1.
Look, right now, Piedrahita's corner is saying, look, they thought that this was going to be in the first round. Let's prove to them who the heck you are. Box him. He cannot box you. And it was, oh, Lord. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Boxing.
Holy cow.
It is over.
Wow.
In round number 2. Woo. Christian Puas Perez.
So much from the hype of the corner of Piedrahita. Wow.
A lightning strike early in round number 2.
Man, oh man.
Piedrahita went at him, tried to throw hands, tried to listen to his corner. Yeah,
He did. And again, if we talk about that maturity, Jimmy, let's take a look at her here. Stiff jab, and that's all she needed. Boom. Done. In and out.
Our
Bam! Right in the button.
And then TKO via jab.
Via jab.
In La Aula. Second one tonight.
We talked about it. That's going to be the topic of the night, the jab. Once you figure that sucker out,
Rodolfo,
it's yours.
Like you know what you're talking about. It's weird.
I don't know. Maybe I Googled it.
I did something, because you were right. A ground and pound vicious from Perez.
El tiempo oficial, 17 segundos del round número 2, the official time. 17 seconds of round number 2. And the winner by technical knockout, el ganador por knockout técnico de sangre mexicana, Christian Puas Perez.
Unbelievable performance from Christian Puas Perez, moving to 13-1 as a professional. Dominated on the ground in round number 1. Beautiful body triangle, great mount, but round number 2. Saw that boxing power, a jab. Drops Piedrahita. That is all she wrote.
Yeah, let's take a look at this, Jimmy. And so much for the hype of Piedrahita's corner. Hey, they said it's been the first round, but boy, he needed 17 seconds of that second.
Exactly.
To finish it off straight through here. It almost seems like Puas is just trying out some of his arsenal and then, okay, fine, let's just wrap it up here in a second. But in that first, we saw a little bit of everything of his offense, right? From the top and then to the ground. He had that tight body lock that made it very difficult for Piedrahita to do anything. He was able to get here to the top and transition, and that's exactly when Puas switched it around with this hip toss. You're gonna see right there, bam, right down to the ground, and then in a second, stiff jab, 17 seconds of the second round. That's all Puas needed.
Beautiful stuff, 24 years old, right in his physical prime. 13-1 with a vicious TKO. Not just about the physical ability, but the maturity he showed tonight, Rodolfo. Calm, composed. Versus Ana Palacios on your right. Canada versus Mexico. Ana Palacios in the green from Mexico, taking on Anastasia Nikolakos
Round one. Are you
in the
ready?
white.
Listos? Dale.
And here goes round number one.
Yeah, these girls are ready for war. That intensity in the eyes of Nikolakos, ready for action. And Palacios, that confidence. She knows she needs to get that win. And the way that she wins it too, Jimmy, that's very important key here.
You already see the aggression of Nikolakos. She switches stances real funky,
yes.
hands low. Very hard to time her.
But what's scary is the power.
Yeah.
You know, that's the power. She's able to switch that power from side to side.
Palacios in the green in the much more traditional boxing, kickboxing stance. Hands high, ready to go.
Yeah, very consistent. She's very stick and move. She'll come in, move in and out, cut the corners. What I like about the Nikolakos, as you said, just switching the stance. She's almost like a matador, you know, just calling in the bull to come in and rush in.
But I always tell fighters, when you train them in boxing, kickboxing, you know this as well with Rodolfo.
Yeah.
You want to fight like Roy Jones, you better have Roy Jones speed. You want to fight like Prince Nassim Hamed with your hands down, you better have their kind of speed. That is the hard part. You got to see a lot of attacks coming if your hands are low. Sergio Martinez, Maravilla, another thing. You just superhuman fast. All right, keep your hands down.
Yeah.
If you are human fast, keep them hands up.
You can count the fighters that are able to fight that way.
Exactly. But everybody wants to look like that, right?
Right, right. It looks
Michael
pretty.
Venom Page in
That was about to-
MMA,
yep,
yeah.
MVP is another guy. But so far, so good. She coming in with that stiff jab. When she finds that opening.
And Palacios right now just kind of looking to find her opening. That's one thing about the stance changes and the funky positionings. You'll find those openings, right? Catch them in the middle.
You have to be really rapid. And then she did catch her with that right. But it'll really throw you off. And with a switch stance, Jimmy, what you have to do is, you know, luckily this is MMA, work the legs. Chop the legs. Chop them.
Nikolakos right now in the center, in the white. Greek-Canadian. Nice combination from Palacios. Good block by Nikolakos.
And for a fighter, it could get so frustrating, you know, the switching of the stance.
What it does, it changes your defense as well. The power side changes every time. Trying to slip the right hand. Pretty soon it's a power left hand. Halfway through round number one. One thing about the style of Nikolakos, it costs a lot of energy to move this one.
Yes, I was about to tell you that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of energy from you, so you have to be consistent with it. If not, they'll just read you further down the line. Palacios just
nice head movement.
Yeah.
Nikolakos.
Yeah, Palacios needs to figure out this jigsaw puzzle.
But so far, Palacios seems calm. She doesn't seem mentally flustered by any of this. If she did any of her tape study or her coach did, she knew this style was coming.
And that's what's impressive about her, right? She's always very calm, cool, calm, and collective, even in difficult positions.
Throwing some good side kicks. Neither fighter so far trying to take this one to the ground.
I think that could be the major factor here. Oh, and Palacios into the clinch.
Yeah, first time really initiating any kind of clinch work. Looking for the body lock underneath the armpits.
That's another way of frustrating Nikolakos, getting her in the clinch. But be careful here, because Nikolakos is a very powerful fighter. If she were to switch levels here, take it down to the ground.
Doesn't look like that's where Nikolakos wants to go. Seems content on the feet.
She's landing in those elbows, sneaking him in the clinch, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And there's that trip.
Outside trip.
This is where it could be very dangerous for Palacios because of that power that Nikolakos has in that ground and pound. It's a strong woman.
And Palacios right now working to get back in half guard. Now, arm triangle position, that's very hard to finish from half guard. You can do it, but you got to be pretty strong and long.
Joel Palacios keeping in that leg, not allowing Nikolakos to get the mount.
Yeah, but here the problem is if she ends up giving up mount, might give up the arm triangle at the same time. Gotta really hang on to this half guard. 15 seconds left to go in round number one. Nikolakos, her first dominant position on top. Looks like Palacios will make it to round number 1, finishing with a flurry of ground and pound from the top.
So this is your fight. You dictate all the terms moving forward. You got it? Let's go. Here we go, Andy. Your fight.
Well, as you heard, they like the head movement of Nikolakos. Want to keep her hands up a little bit more. They were down a lot in round number 1. Palacios, he said, you know, solving a puzzle is like a Rubik's Cube. You got to figure it out while it's trying to punch you back.
Very tough. But he sees some of that clinch work to try to stop the flow of Nikolakos.
Start round number 2. We have open scoring. We should know what the judges thought of round number 1 in a couple minutes.
Well, look at that left leg of Nikolakos. So Palacios is trying to work for those kicks to slow down the pace.
No surprise, Nikolakos winning round number 1, all 3 judges' scorecards. Say it was close until that takedown ground and pound at the end. That really iced the round for her.
You know, in this case, Jimmy, is for Palacios, you're because of the way that Nikolakos fights, you're gonna have to get hit a couple of times to really cut the distance and put your performance to work.
And you're gonna have confidence in those 3, 4, 5 punches. 1, 2 is not gonna do it.
Right. Ooh. There's that
excellent takedown. This time, plenty of time left in the round. 4 minutes to go in round number 2.
This is where it comes to play to see what Palacios learned from that fight.
Now, Palacios generally has a pretty good guard. She's pretty good from her back, but half guard, very difficult to use. Got to get back to full guard to get anything done. Great passing, what we call a pressure pass for the half guard. Keep your opponent flat, thigh on the instep. Instep on the thigh, push and pull at the same time. And it's a very safe pass. And right now, it looks like what Nikolakos is going for. Good job creating space. Palacios able to push off, but
trying to land
she
in a
recommit. That's the question. Ooh. Nice right hand.
Yeah, landing in those bombs.
Nikolakos now in the full guard of Ana Palacios.
Nika carrying her weight quite well for this position, landing in shots.
When I asked what was the key to this is what you talked about.
Yeah.
Ground and pound.
This is it.
Nikolakos.
This is the dangerous part that I was talking about, because once you get her, because of that power, she's like a vicious. Hey, look, Animale, that's a reason, right? They gave her that nickname. She's vicious down there.
And it doesn't take a lot of space for her to generate a lot of power. Short arms, yeah.
Because she's a strong girl. She has a lot of power in those hands. Oh, dropping them up kicks, though.
Now in leg lock, 50-50 position.
But
Ana Palacios trying to go for it.
You can't count Palacios out. We've seen it in before when she's pressured in this position.
Thinking knee bar now.
Very
good
sneaky.
Hips.
She's very sneaky. She's very calm, very patient, and she can sneak in an arm or a leg and get the submission win.
Nikolakos bringing that physical pressure. Good job from Palacios. Get back to full guard. 2 minutes left in round number 2.
With an opponent like Palacios, even though you think you have this fight in the bag, you can never sleep on it. She's a very dangerous opponent. There's a reason why she was the top of her food chain in her division.
Excellent arm bars, great hips. So far, she hasn't come close to a submission from the bottom. There's been Nikolakos in control. Palacios trying to switch it up and get the single leg, but Nikolakos a little too fast. Great job with the turn and burn, getting around quickly.
Once again, sticking to that position, landing in shots. Maybe even a crucifix. She's able to get that other arm straight forward. For Palacios.
On a knee on belly, looking for mount.
Great. They're positioning that knee. Great G-transition. She just reads her so well, Jimmy.
Nikolakos just a step ahead in these ground transitions, and that's all it takes. He's the Greek-Canadian on top, landing the short punches. Ana Palacios, the warrior from Mexico, on the bottom in half guard. She has not been able to get her offensive game going.
Very
all
difficult.
Defense.
She hasn't figured this puzzle at all, Jimmy, for Palacios.
And to your point, trying to pop up, not quite timing it right, ending up on her butt again. Good up kick. Oh, she responds with a big right hand.
We got 22 seconds. Relax. 3 seconds.
You know, and that's a consequence of keeping those hands down with that up kick. You can never get confident again. Anything, protect yourself at all times, Jimmy. That's what they tell you in the back.
Well, she's doing it well so far. 10 seconds left in round number 2. Nikolakos ending with a flurry attempt at a knee bar. Nothing there.
Sale, ya perdimos los 2 rounds. Tú traes para hacerlo mejor.
We lost 2 rounds.
Cabeza arriba,
You need to
cabeza
keep your
arriba.
head up.
Traes más aire, Ana. Pero
Right,
quiero que
get some air.
sueltes esas manos.
Let
¿Sale?
them hands
Quiero
go.
que sueltes esas manos. Tú puedes. Flaca,
Let
no
them
traes
go.
nada,
You
no
can
traes
do it.
golpes. ¿Sale? Confía en ti. Confía
Have a lot
en
of
esas
confidence
manos.
in
No dejes
yourself,
que entre.
confidence in your
No
hands.
busques cerrar la distancia tú.
Don't
¿sale?
look to get the
Necesitamos
distance.
ganar. Necesitamos
We need
ganar
to
arriba,
win,
necesitamos
and we
noquear.
need to win
Si
at
estás
top.
abajo, tira la llave.
If you're in the
inténtalo,
bottom,
vamos perdiendo los 2 rounds.
go for the sub.
Yo
mission.
sé, sale, se ve, pero entonces pega.
Hit
Entonces quédate arriba.
and stay at the top.
¿Sale? Quiero que salgas.
You've run both those 2 rounds. This is the round she's going to get desperate. You know what we do to desperation, Andy?
I don't know if you heard that. You know what we do to desperation? You make someone pay when they make a mistake. Nikolakos, I think she'd be looking for a finish in round number 3. But Ana Palacios bouncing on her feet, still ready to go as we begin round number 3.
Well, you heard the corner say, Palacios, she has to let them hands go. But as you pointed out, Jimmy, desperate measures could be a difficult position for Palacios because Nikolakos could really capitalize on that. Any mistake right now could be critical.
It's easy to say in the corner, right? Throw your hands, go out on your shield where you're not in there getting hit. No surprise here in the judges' scorecards. 2 rounds to none.
Oh, stiff jab, and that's what the coach is talking about. Oh, another one. And that's what the coach has said. Let them hands go.
For the first time, Nikolakos a bit on the defensive.
Palacios feeling confident. Nikolakos going to the ground.
Double leg half knee pick there on the far side.
Of course, we still have about 4 minutes to go in this fight, but if I was Palacios looking back, what would have happened if I would have let them hands go earlier?
It's always the question, isn't it? Now Nikolakos on top, where she has been dominant in the first 2 rounds. Palacios, BJJ brown belt, excellent ground game. Her ground game just hasn't been a factor yet.
She's had no answer to Nikolakos on the ground. And it's a shot. Palacios need to quickly get up there to the up kick, sure, but
and you see how Nikolakos never lets her physically off the hook, never disengages, always
no.
right there.
Waiting for that shot to jump in and shoot.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and so you can't really figure out which way to go. Can I stand up? Can I push her off?
It's like she's baiting her.
Yes, into a position like this. Sloppy shot, and they're back to their feet.
Well, now Palacios needs to really take advantage of this. Every second counts. Needs to let them hands go. Oh, right to the ground again.
Right into full mount. This is
Deadly
big trouble.
position.
Full mount, 3 minutes left to go. Round number 3, exactly where you don't want to be.
And now giving
giving up
the
her
back.
Good job getting back to half guard.
Coach asking for the gift. Gets an early Christmas gift.
That's it. Gift wrap behind the head. Grab the wrist. It's an irritating position in jiu-jitsu to get gift wrapped.
2 minutes and a half, 2 minutes and 30, less 30 seconds to go. Palacios needs to find an answer to this jigsaw puzzle, and it has to come now.
Back into full mount. Nikolakos now taking the back. Look at that hip pressure. Flattening Palacios out.
She just has no response, Jimmy, when it comes to those heavy shots.
Yeah, getting into these desperation positions. She turns it on. She can finish this fight.
Ref is coming real close, Jimmy.
Palacios doing everything she can to stay in the fight.
Palacios not responding.
So far, she is outgunned by the Greek Canadian. Short elbows, short punches.
Flattening her out.
Deadly hips. This might be all she wrote for Ana Palacios.
She might not be able to get out. Wow.
Stoppage in round number 3 for Anastasia Nikolakos. Beautiful stuff against a very game and tough Ana Palacios. But man, it was all about the aggression of that young lady tonight.
Man, and you know what? We talked about the pace. She kept that pace going throughout the 3 rounds, and well, there's some chance left, but boy, that girl means business.
Never slowed down, never let her foot off the gas. She's rewarded with a huge TKO win in round number 3. But you see the energy, you hear the energy, you want to feel the energy? Come check it out for yourself.
Round número 3, the official time. 3 minutes and 20 seconds of round number 3. And the winner, by technical knockout, la ganadora, por knockout técnico, Anastasia Nikolakos!
Improving to 5-0, undefeated Anastasia Nikolakos. Talked about her aggression, the power, dominant ground game. It was all on display tonight.
Man, that girl means business. She's vicious. And the fact that she's able to keep that stamina, that endurance throughout those almost 3 rounds of action is very impressive all around. She's a really difficult fighter to figure out. Highlights, Jimmy. Right from the start, she meant business straight into those eyes. She was ready for war. Ana Palacios looking back to get on the win column after facing a defeat, and it went toe-to-toe. Nikolakos, switching the stance, Palacios just didn't have a response. She was throwing in some of that combination of the hands and the feet, but Nikolakos was just too much. When the difference in the fight was right here on the ground game. She was just too powerful. Palacios just couldn't get out of this position. It was very difficult. It wasn't until the 3rd round where Palacios was able to let some of the hands go. However, Nikolakos went right back to her bread and butter and viciously attacked on the ground, making it very difficult for Palacios to obtain another victory, Jimmy. And wow, she nearly got an up kick here, but just wasn't enough.
Not just the technique, not just the aggression, but the physical pressure. She just never let Palacios get a breath, never let her off the hook. Her only hope was really in round number 3. She landed a couple good punches, but after that, Nikolakos just took it over with the ground game.
Dominated the entire fight, and she felt so confident right here. There was no way that Palacios was going to survive until the end of the final bell of this fight. Congratulations. Bienvenidos to la jaula, Nikolakos.
The 106, a professional. But tonight has been all about stunning finish. Number 1, Ernesto Ibarra in the green from Mexico. All smiles, but so is his opponent.
Got that nice mullet too, Jimmy.
I'm rocking the mullet. Javier Valdebenito, that's cool with the kids now. They have mullets again.
Yeah, you know, old fashions turn new fashions.
And back to the 80s. Oh, nice body kick.
Well, we talked about that
with an easy takedown.
We talk about that kickboxing background, Valdebenito. That's what he wanted to put a lot of strength on, but Ibarra knew exactly what he was facing. He's stopping it right here from the start, taking down Valdebenito to the ground.
And if there's been a weakness of Valdebenito in previous fights, it's been on the ground. Last time out, mounted, found himself in trouble, able to come back and get the win, but found himself in some difficult positions.
Training out there with Bahamondes, Ignacio Bahamondes, I know very well. Trained with the guy, and he's had that well-roundedness training here in the States. He's brought that back to his home country and has taught the young studs that are coming out of that camp, including Valdebenito. He's very confident. He said since the last time we saw him, he's been working a lot on his conditioning and his sports psychology, his mental toughness. And you don't need that against a guy like Ibarra.
And Ernesto Ibarra, trying to bully the young buck, right? Sometimes you don't really get that man strength until your late 20s, and right now he's trying to test that with Valdebenito, put that pressure on him. Good job by Valdebenito getting back to guard. Eating some serious elbows over the top.
That's what Ibarra said. He said, I feel like I've been here before. I'm very comfortable, and I haven't even reached my peak. So define what his peak would be if he's so good right now.
It's always in the future. The best fight is yet to come.
I mean, are we talking Michael Jordan 65 points in a game? And what are we talking about here with peakness?
And looking for that 5-second knockout, perhaps. Make yourself a legend. Right now, Ibarra putting in work against Javier Valdebenito.
Interesting point here that Ibarra taking it to the ground. For the most part, we're so used to seeing him with that stand-up game. Right here, getting to that ground and pound work.
Yeah, looking sharp as he's able to keep Valdebenito so far in this defensive position. Now rolling for a knee bar. Toe hold on the other side. It's a battle of leg locks. And Ibarra might have it. He is turning it hard.
It's like a spiral here.
It is. Called a death spiral for a reason. Good job, Valdebenito. Able to get back to his feet.
And this is where Valdebenito wants to fight, in defeat. Needs to get off the clinch here, start working some of the kicks. But Ibarra trying to toss Valdebenito to the ground. Valdebenito using La Jaula here, preventing that from happening.
And Ibarra trying to use that physical strength, that physical dominance. Ooh. And it's Valdebenito on
hands
top.
Hands are tied, the hand. Tables have turned.
And they turn again. Ibarra just beasting his way up and now on top. Nice left hand.
Ibarra, just a strong dude for a 125.
Yeah. Valdebenito's got to find a way to deal with this physical pressure. Right now, Ibarra teeing off with the ground and pound. Minute 40 left in round number 1.
Good way of positioning. They're very calm, feeling it out. But it's crazy to think, by the 20 years old, 9th pro fight already, Jimmy.
Yeah.
You go back in the day, that
starting them young.
Yeah, back in the day, that never happened.
Young man with a lot of confidence. But Ibarra right now fighting like the veteran. 9 fights, only 1 defeat.
And even that, if you go look at that fight,
yeah,
you know, it's a little iffy.
Very, very close one, to say the least. And now, Valdebenito struggling to get his guard back. Under a minute left in round number 1. Good pressure by Ibarra. Inverted guard. Not going to do Valdebenito a lot of good.
Ibarra definitely putting in some punishment in this position.
Want to make a statement in round number 1. Couldn't have scripted it a whole lot better for Ernesto Ibarra. Everything going his way so far in this first stanza.
Valdebenito trying to grab onto something.
Nice guard pass, transitioning to the back. Beautiful job from Ibarra.
Too fast and too furious.
Pressure again, some powerful punches to end round number 1.
Nasty shots from Ibarra. Man who trained in several places before getting here to La Jaula in this fight tonight. Let's take a listen to the corners. All right.
No hay nada, no hay nada.
There's nothing there.
No tiene nada más.
There's nothing.
Ya está más cansado que tú.
He is tired, more tired than you. All right, check some of those kicks. If he opens up the guard.
Está más cansado que tú, Javi, ahora.
He is a lot more tired than you.
Lo entregó todo ahí. Lo entregó todo en el primer round.
Ibarra did everything. He threw in everything. He is tired.
Fácil, easy work. Vamos. Easy work, Ernesto. Vamos.
I beg to differ about the whole tiredness thing.
Beyond that, Rodolfo, there wasn't one piece of technical advice in that 1 minute. It was, he's tired. Thanks.
Yeah.
What do I do to win? And we are right back to where we started. Round number 2, spin kick and taking somebody down.
Yeah, I mean.
Rodolfo, do you want to hear one of my rules of cornering? If your mom could say it, it's bad cornering.
Right.
Good job, doing great. Giving everything
Here's a pat on the back.
Thanks, Mom. How does it help me win the fight? And his corner told him absolutely nothing.
You did not break it down.
Yes.
You know,
so,
it's like...
It is what it is. As now Ernesto
The
Ibarra.
pizza tastes great. Okay, good. Well, how'd you get there? What ingredients did you use?
That does absolutely nothing. It doesn't help me cook. All right, so no surprise.
Good job doesn't cut it.
Doesn't cut it, but Ernesto Ibarra up 10-9. All three judges' scorecards. Starting right back where we left off with some ground and pound on top.
Well, I did hear something from the corner. He doesn't want to fight on the top. Well, I think that's pretty obvious.
Yep. Easy work so far in the ground and pound. We haven't seen any real submission attempts even from Valdebenito. It's been a defensive guard the entire time. Ibarra right now.
It's a pretty mirror image of what happened in that first round, Jimmy. Nothing new.
Trying to force that knee through and get the pass. Valdebenito doing a good job.
Not a lot of work for Valdebenito here in this position. He needs to somehow, some way figure out to get this fight on to the feet.
Yeah, he's trying to prevent the pass, doing a pretty good job at that, but
that's not enough.
Not going to win you a round or a fight.
He has a good position, as you stated, with the feet right there by the hips. Perhaps push him off.
Nice butterfly guard. Can he do something with it?
Yeah, he's still holding on to that right leg. Maybe he could finish off the takedown right here. Surely enough.
Little toe grab there.
I saw that.
That takedown.
That was kind of sneaky.
Very sneaky. It prevents the big double leg and slam.
Careful, he's in piso.
Yeah, you got to be careful with those knees there. Good way of the referee stepping into reminding Ibarra.
Double leg again.
Another
easy takedown.
It's been pure groundwork from Ibarra. Slowing down the youngster, not allowing him to do anything.
I mean, literally grounding him. Not letting him do anything. Valdebenito showing a little bit of that inexperience. He doesn't know how to deal with these pressure situations up against La Jaula. And right now he's getting, you know, we call it grown man in the gym. Like, right. He's getting beasted.
He has no response to this equation.
Yeah.
Ibarra just having a field day here, working, landing shots from the position.
Just hasn't had to do very much. Hasn't had to defend any submissions. Haven't really been any sweeps. There have been a couple scrambles, but every time they've been in that scramble position, Ibarra's the bigger, stronger, heavier guys. Beats them right back down again. Now looking for the finish. Big jackhammer right hands.
He did get to his feet, but Ibarra once again trying to grab onto those thighs to get this fight to the ground, where he has had much success.
Yep, Valdebenito, a little desperation stand-up there.
Valdebenito from this position, of course, is super difficult, but you gotta land something where the opportunity is. Some elbows could do some of the work there.
Oh, beautiful short elbow.
Not from Ibarra, from Valdebenito. He had the elbows.
Oh, look at that, Ibarra, beautiful elbow. Definitely verging into 10-8 territory this second round. Domination.
And when we forget, Jimmy, is, you know better than I do, the exhaustion being on the ground for Valdebenito. The mental and the physical, right? Because it's dreading.
Yeah, you're not only dealing with your weight, having to move around, and dealing with your opponent's weight on top of you. That can take everything out of you. Trying to transition him out, taking the back. 17 seconds, 15 seconds left to go in round number 2. And Valdebenito trying so hard to stay in this fight.
He's doing that fish maneuver. Just fishing around, moving around, just to escape, not to get caught.
Well, you will see a round number 3. This is where the corner starts going.
All right, let's see what advice we got here.
Sigues haciendo distancia, golpeando.
Keep hitting, keep striking.
Montaste muy bien,
Keep that
ahorita te va a dar la
distance.
espalda, ya no quiere recibir más golpes.
He's going to give you the back. He doesn't want to get any more shots from you.
Ok, ocupo que estés pesado cuando estés ahí. Tranquilo.
Be calm.
Estás aquí, ¿verdad? Aquí
You're here,
estás.
right?
Lo estás haciendo muy bien.
You're doing it well.
Sigue haciendo distancia nada más.
Keep
Ocupo
working
que
the
cuando abra la
distance.
guardia trates de pasar
He
guardia.
opens up the guard, try to pass the
Es
guard.
el mismo juego, así como estás de pesado,
Same
ya lo
game
estás
plan.
mermando.
As
A recibir
heavy as
mucho
you are.
castigo ahorita.
Está quebrado.
He's broken.
Muévete rápido. Si la pierna la tiene frena, Dios está con nosotros, Dios controla.
All right, God is with us. He's tired. He's more tired than you.
¿Qué vamos a hacer ahora?
Pesado.
Wow, that advice is really worth whatever percentage of the card he's getting.
Listen, it ain't Sunday, Jimmy.
Whatever percentage of the pay
It's Saturday, right?
he's getting for this fight tonight. I don't think this is worth it. He's tired. Thanks. It's 2 rounds of telling me the other guy's tired.
Great for the faithfulness, but you got to break it down. Tell me what it's all about, what I need to do to get out of this position, man. Oh! Okay.
Nice left hook. That's a good start.
All right, now. And
Kick
right
to the
because of
head.
the leg. Yep.
Easy takedown.
You know, Jimmy, there's a reason why they created a GPS, right?
Yes.
Right. To tell you if traffic is bad or to take another route, right?
Right.
You just don't depend on getting on the road and see what you're going to expect, right? You depend on something, right? That's why you bought the GPS to tell you where to go.
Exactly.
That's why you depend on your corners to see what you're going to use.
Couldn't agree with you more. And one judge saw it the way I did. I thought last round was a 10-8. One judge saw that. 17-20, 18-20, 18-20. No surprises. The short way to describe it is Valdebenito needs a finish in round number 3, and he's not going to get one from here. Good transition from Valdebenito, finally on top. The crowd showing some appreciation for the young buck.
And I mean, the kid has heart, but you're absolutely right,
that.
Jimmy. You got to give the kid some direction here.
Valdebenito landing some short shots. And Ibarra, easy swing.
And in the heat of the moment, right, Jimmy, when you're in this position, you and I, we've been there.
Yep.
You depend on these people to tell you where to go. You know, what to do, what mistakes you're doing, and how you can correct it on the spot. If you had a game plan, it's not working, well, let's switch it. Let's do this, let's do that. And now that I just tune into my audiobook and listen to Tony Robbins, I mean...
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Bad coaching sounds like cheerleading. That's bad coaching. Sounds like cheerleading. How tactically do I get back in? It's clear his corner has no idea. And Valdebenito doesn't seem to have any idea either. But isn't using the jab, isn't moving.
No,
he wasn't powerful with the hips to stop the takedown.
He ain't doing no tips. He ain't cutting the limbs of the bar. He's letting him come right in so he can grab his leg and take him down to the ground. So
Valdebenito right now exactly where he's been in the first 2 rounds. On bottom, getting punched, trying to get back to guard.
And what I really find mind-boggling is the whole thing about that he's more tired than you.
No, he's not. That is wrong. Ibarra has looked very fresh throughout this fight. And Valdebenito isn't just working hard to get back to decent position every single time. He's also taking punches. And Rodolfo, you and I know how fatiguing that is. Taking big shots while trying to scramble on the ground.
It is exhausting, and it shows his maneuver, his body posture, his movement just tells you that he doesn't have the recipe to get out of that position. He's like a fish, fish out of water.
And these takedowns so far, they haven't been NCAA
Right. They haven't
pretty
been
simple.
They weren't Kayla Rocco takedowns that she was taking on right.
Good
They're making it
timing,
pretty, yeah.
Into full mount, minute and a half left in round number 3 in a fight that Ernesto Ibarra is absolutely dominating. Will he go hard for the finish in this 3rd round?
Total domination on the ground for Ibarra. And I'm sure here with a less than a minute and 15 seconds to go. Ibarra wants to finish this stuff, wants to put a bow on it, wrap it up.
Working with the sharp elbows. Javier Valdebenito doing everything he can to survive. Tried to get back to guard, but finally giving up full mount. A minute left. This may be too much.
Yeah, Valdebenito, just look at his face. I mean, he has just no response. No way of escaping this position. The total domination on the ground from Ibarra. There's just no strategy, no direction for Valdebenito here, Jimmy.
30 seconds left to the moral victory of seeing the final bell. Well, that's all Valdebenito, should he see it, can really take out of this fight. Managed to make it to the end. But sometimes making it to the end just means a longer beating.
Right. What good is that?
The young man from Chile, you can't question his heart. He's still fighting to the end, but outmatched tonight by the veteran from Mexico from start to finish. Great performance by Ernesto Ibarra. The Stallion continues to ride, and yet his hooves all over Valdebenito. Love the action on TV? Come check it out live.
All three judges turn in identical scorecards of 30-27. Los tres jueces entregan tarjetas idénticas de 30-27. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Todos a favor del ganador por decisión unánime. Ernesto Ibarra!
No surprise, unanimous decision for Ernesto Ibarra. He moves to 9-1. He didn't want to finish that. He worked hard for the finish, but the guts of Valdebenito kept him in it, but no tactical way out. The Stallion, a great performance.